Swinburne University of Technology.
The academic procession is about to enter the hall. Would you please stand? Please remain standing for the national anthem. The words are on the inside back cover of your program. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the presiding officer of today's ceremony, Mr. David Loader, Councillor of Swinburne University of Technology.
Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and members of the University Council, members of staff, distinguished guests, graduands, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Swinburne University of Technology, it is with great pleasure that I welcome you to this graduation and award ceremony today. We're very pleased that so many of you have been able to come because this is a very special occasion. This ceremony acknowledges the academic and research achievements of our students and represents a significant step in their process of lifelong learning. As a mark of respect to Australia's Indigenous people, Swinburne University of Technology acknowledges the Wurundjeri people as the traditional custodians of the land where we now meet to conduct this important ceremony. On the occasion of this ceremony, the Council and staff of the University wish to share their pride and their congratulations with the graduands on their achievement. For all of us, this ceremony is a very special occasion. For the graduands, it means the culmination of years of study, hard work and achievement. For the parents, friends and family of the graduands, it means that all the sacrifices which you have made and all the support which you have provided have now finally been rewarded. I'm sure that you, like us, feel a great sense of pride and happiness in seeing your friend or family member succeed in this significant way. For the academic and administrative staff of the university, there is enormous satisfaction in seeing our students successfully complete their studies. While this ceremony rightly celebrates the achievements of our students, it's also an important occasion for the university. Swinburne prides itself on the quality of the teaching and learning it provides and the excellence of its research. This celebration gives public recognition of Swinburne's ongoing commitment to provide our students with a range of high-quality educational qualifications. These qualifications will assist them to make an ongoing contribution to their chosen profession and, importantly, to their particular community. Swinburne is committed to being a nationally and internationally recognised institution where our educational programs and our research are relevant to the world community as well as to Australia. We are committed to this goal because increasingly our graduates are required to work outside Australia and establish successful international careers, and our researchers routinely collaborate with scholars from around the world. I now call upon Professor Ian Young, Vice-Chancellor and President of Swinburne University of Technology, to introduce today's guest speaker.
It is with pleasure that I introduce Mr. Andrew Lazala to deliver today's occasional address. Mr. Lazala is the Chief Executive Officer of Metro Trains Melbourne Proprietary Limited, a business leader and engineer with 33 years of experience in the rail industry. Andrew started his career as a British Railways engineer graduate and spent 10 years in vehicle design, project engineering and maintenance. With a move into the private sector, Andrew started to manage businesses and lead transformations, spending much of his time restructuring and growing rail-related operations. Andrew has been president of Daimler Chrysler's worldwide metro business, CEO of Jarvis Rail and Metronet, and president of Bombardier Transport's worldwide services division. Andrew was based in Beijing for 4 years with Bombardier before being appointed to lead what is now Bombardier Australia. After a 10-year absence, Andrew returned to Melbourne to lead the MTM consortium bid for the Melbourne Metropolitan Rail franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure that I invite Mr. Andrew Lazzala to deliver today's occasional address.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. May I first of all say thank you very much for inviting me here today. It's a great honour to be able to address you and all the graduates and PhD students. Thank you very much indeed. It's an honour for me. I've been very fortunate in my career in that I have a number of passions. One of them is railways, another is engineering, and another is people. And I've been able to make a reasonably good living, I have to say, out of indulging myself in those three passions. I am an engineer and I'm very proud of it, and I know many of you are engineers. When I come into Australia and I fill in my immigration form, it says on that form occupation, and I've been a CEO or president or various things like that for quite a long time, but I still always put engineer. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud that my daughter is also an engineer. It's 33 years since I graduated, and there's been a lot of change in that time. And as a chartered engineer, I have a responsibility to improve society through the application of science, of process, and invention. I decided early on to focus my attentions on mobility. And I and my contemporaries have had the opportunity and taken the opportunity to make significant changes in the world of mobility over the years. My career is coming to an end. I'm mid-50s. Yours will soon be beginning. So it's to you that the baton gets passed to continue the change. It was 10 years after I graduated that the first mobile phones came on the scene. And I got one, it's great. But you wouldn't recognize it as a mobile phone. You sort of had to carry it around in a wheelbarrow. And if you consider now what is on one of these, just imagine what the world's going to be like in 30 years' time for you. There's going to be massive change. And how will you help make that change? Those of you in the room with great ambition will no doubt achieve great things and make a great impact. I've also been very fortunate to work with some very good and interesting people. One of them is a guy called John Ridgway. He was the first person, together with a guy called Che Blythe, to row across the Atlantic Ocean. They're both paratroopers. And one of the things he said that I always remember was, the mind is like a parachute. It works better when it's open. He also showed me that when you're faced with a choice, when you come to a fork in the road, take the more challenging route. You will find it far more rewarding. I've always been one to take up challenges, and the work I do now in Melbourne, running the Melbourne Railway Network, is one of those challenges. Melbourne is a great city. It's a growing city. It's a big city. If you put this city into the UK, where I come from, it would be the second largest city and 3 times bigger than the next. It's a huge city, 4 million and growing, soon to be 5 million. More than 1,200 people a week want to come and live here. That's fantastic, and that drives economic success in Melbourne. But mobility, it also drives a massive demand for mobility. Our railway has seen significant growth over the last 5 years, but sadly also in an inversely proportional way, the on-time performance of it has declined. As the ridership came up, the punctuality went down. Our task is to double the patronage on the system in the next 10 years, so that we can keep that growth of Melbourne going, play our part in that economic growth and continued economic success. This is what we have to do. This is a very big challenge indeed, but we've worked out how we're going to do it. and I could spend hours talking about that, but suffice to say, there's an engineering element, which is getting all of the equipment to be reliable and not to break down. There's a systematic element, which is making sure timetables work, and there's a human element, and every minute counts philosophy. And that's how we will transform the railway. So this is a great challenge for us, and an exciting challenge. But with challenge comes risk, and personal risk. Don't be afraid of making mistakes, and don't let the fear of making mistakes slow you down in what you do. Speed is very important, whether you're developing a product, a process, a system, a management approach, and the world changes very quickly, you'll find. So you've got to keep up. Another passion of mine is Formula One racing, and I'm passionate about it because I like the speed of engineering that's within it. The Williams team had a gearbox fail some time ago in Monza, in Italy. And it was a design flaw. It was redesigned, prototyped, tested, and back on the car in time for the Hungarian Grand Prix 2 weeks later. That's why I like Formula One racing. Emerson Fittipaldi, a racing driver, an old racing driver, said, if you're not spinning off from time to time, you're not going fast enough. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't let the fear of making mistakes slow you down. Just learn from them, move on, and try not to make the same mistake twice. I've also got a passion for playing the guitar and music, and I've got a great family supporting me, and that helps me with my balance. And we all need to maintain balance, particularly when we're pushing the edges. And I try and have fun in whatever I do, because unless you're having a bit of fun, things become a chore, and then your creative juices dry up. Your achievements to date are great, and you should be very proud of it. And the Churchill quote comes to mind, that this is not the end, it's not even the beginning of the end, but it's perhaps the end of the beginning. So I actually envy you as you embark on your careers. I've had a very exciting one, and I hope you do too. You have the chance to make a difference, so follow your passions. Keep an open mind. Have the courage to do great things and learn from your mistakes. Keep some life balance and have some fun. So take the chances, and good luck to all of you.
Mr. Lazala, please accept this token of our appreciation as a thank you for sharing your experiences and providing insightful comments to our graduates. Thank you. I now call upon Mrs. Helen Giannakis, Associate Director, Student Administration, to verify that the graduates listed in the program are eligible to receive their awards.
Councillor, I have the honour to inform you that in accordance with Statute 13 of Swinburne University of Technology, the graduates who will be presented at this ceremony or who have applied to have their award conferred in absentia have fulfilled the conditions prescribed and are entitled to the award of bachelor degree, graduate certificate, graduate diploma, master degree and Doctor of Philosophy as appropriate of Swinburne University of Technology.
So the moment you've been waiting for. Would all graduands please stand for the conferral of awards? By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Council of Swinburne University of Technology, I admit the duly authorised graduands here present and in absentia to the appropriate awards and to all the rights and all the privileges of those awards. Congratulations. Please be seated. I now call on Professor John Bainan, the Dean of Faculty of Engineering and Industrial Sciences, to present his graduates.
Councillor, I have the honour to present to you the graduates on whom you have conferred an award. For the Bachelor of Aviation, Patrick Paul O'Brien. For the Bachelor of Aviation and the Bachelor of Business, Yu Zhang Quan. Jason Michael Markowski. Asanga Lakshan Weerasinghe. For the Bachelor of Aviation Management, Nitish Anil Bhagirati Suki. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, Andrew Agustinus. Jack McPherson Bunkle. Shane Andrew Collis. Damien William Ellis. Ibrahim Mahir. Matthew William Pateras. Evans Psaros. James Barry Rafferty. Justin Charles Taylor. Sam Triantis. Paul Clemens van der Geest. Vincent Anthony Zaya. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering and the Bachelor of Business, Adrian Thomas Benoy. Ian James Condas. Benjamin John Darlenburg. Edgar Ernesto Darden. Nathan James Dixon. Joseph Allen Mansell. Daniel James Williamson. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Andrew Charles Lawton. Yusuf Muhammad Salim. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Systems, Solo Nachige Rachitha Mandahasiniye Dissanayaka. Joshua William Spry. Zainul Tariq Usuf. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Systems and the Bachelor of Business, Jen Lee. Rhys Joseph Tyrrell. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering, Stuart Alexander Bailey. Thanyapon Chansakulpon. Ryan Jeffrey Hooper. Yuri Yavlinsky. Kwong Yik Lu. Hing Lung Lo. Hassan Mohammed Hassan Maki. Bhagyesh Ashok Kumar Mistry. Thomas Granger Nisbet. Athanasios Nathan Papadopoulos. Soteri Petru. Samuel Charles Russell. James Gregory Stone. Tong Kuok Keong. Christopher van der Sar. Thayalan Vikneswaran. Jun Yan. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering and the Bachelor of Business, Vincent Duk Hung Nguyen. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Product Design Engineering, Jenny Chong. Michelle Lisa Rosevear. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Robotics and Mechatronics, Jay Alcock. Parth Bakshi. Martin James Hamilton Barnier. Brian Cousin. Fatih Cenk. Kavinda Jayakodi. David Orlando Magana. Benjamin William Moore. Martin Nguyen. Jordan Anthony Ralph. For the Bachelor of Engineering in Robotics and Mechatronics and the Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Software Engineering, Michael James Dilly. Peter Kattes. For the Bachelor of Science in Biomedical Sciences and the Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics and Computer Systems, Joshua James Doyle. For the Bachelor of Science in Photonics and the Bachelor of Engineering in Telecommunications and Internet Technologies, Daniel Christopher Wanasili. For the Bachelor of Technology in Air Transportation Management, Anthony Lee. Daniel Moros. For the Graduate Certificate of Aviation Human Factors, Nerese Lee Young. For the Graduate Certificate of Technology in Construction Management, Leonard John Sacco. For the Graduate Certificate in Engineering Civil, Li Jian Shi. For the Master of Aviation Human Factors, Morris Shane Murdoch. For the Master of Aviation Management, Carl Joseph Maroney. For the Master of Engineering in Advanced Manufacturing Technology, Minwer Abbas. For the Master of Engineering by Research, Geraldine Yabot Solana. For the Master of Technology in Advanced Manufacturing Technology, Manjunath Kandagal. For the Master of Technology Civil, Ava Siddiq Mamkak. Ka Chi Gary So. For the Master of Technology Management in Air Transportation Management, Rongrit Sangsunlet. Angus John Reithman. For the Master of Technology Management in Aviation Human Factors, Glendon Francis Eastlake. For the Master of Technology Management in Construction Management, Chin On Julian Fong. Sayed Ali Musavi. Kan Dui Nguyen. For the Master of Engineering in Advanced Manufacturing Technology Honours, Narinder Singh. For the Master of Engineering in Microelectronic Engineering Honours, Xiaopeng Chen. For the Master of Science by Research, Raz Shimoni. Councillor, I have the honour to present to you the graduates on whom you have conferred the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Russell Paul Anderson. Dr. Anderson's thesis title is Non-Equilibrium Dynamics and Relative Phase Evolution of Two-Component Bose-Einstein Condensates. Dr. Anderson's thesis investigates a new phase of matter, Bose-Einstein condensates. These ultra-cold atomic gases, the coldest in the universe, permit the fascinating phenomena of quantum physics to be observed at length scales of a millimeter, gigantic by atomic standards. They also hold great promise for performing the next generation of precision measurements. To fulfill this promise, new problems inherent to Bose-Einstein condensates must be overcome, some of which are addressed and solved in Dr. Anderson's thesis. Councillor, I present to you Dr. Russell Paul Anderson for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Councillor, I have the honour to present to you the next graduate on whom you have conferred the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Paul Anthony. The title of Dr. Anthony's thesis is Microwave Heating of Lossy Films on a Metal Surface. Microwave heating and drying processes for industrial applications are well established, replacing less efficient, less economical, and less convenient conventional methods. Some applications are difficult to heat or dry in this way, such as the so-called lossy dielectric surface layers on metals. Dr. Anthony performed finite element calculations on a T-septum waveguide, and the results indicated that additional lossless dielectric loading is required. Dr. Anthony proposed a novel Y-septum waveguide for the microwave heating of these lossy films on metals. He also developed a novel, simple, fiber optic probe to measure the temperature in this microwave environment. Councillor, I present to you Dr. Paul Anthony for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Councillor, I have the honour to present to you the next graduate on whom you have conferred the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Jane Michelle Dunn. Dr. Dunn's thesis is Object Recognition in an Industrial Environment. To date, computer vision research has not addressed important factors that are relevant to inspection tasks in semi-structured environments. This has limited the use of automated visual inspection in industrial manufacturing environments, which are characterized by complex illumination and viewpoint variation. Dr. Dunn's research focused on the development of novel object recognition algorithms to provide robustness to illumination and viewpoint variation. These algorithms produce significant performance improvements while achieving processing speeds required of real-time inspection systems for manufacturing environments. Councillor, I present to you Dr. Jane Michelle Dunn for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Councillor, I have the honour to present to you the next graduate on whom you have conferred the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Simon William Vun. Dr. Vun's thesis title is Computational Fluid Dynamics Modelling of Dense Particle Rheology and Freeboard Gas Velocity Fields in a Fluidized Bed. In response to the difficult challenge of reducing greenhouse emissions, Australian brown coal power generators are searching for more efficient fuel extraction methods. Dr. Vun's thesis studies a process called fluidized bed gasification, which will maximize brown coal energy output. In the past, fluidized bed gasification methods have been difficult to operate and prone to unpredictability, which counteracts potential economic gain. This study developed a computational model to describe the fluid dynamics and gas-solid flow interaction occurring within a fluidized bed gasifier. This model provides insight into fluidized gasification methods, which will reduce the cost and time spent on future testing. Councillor, I present to you Dr. Simon William Vun for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Councillor, that concludes the awards for the Faculty of Engineering and Industrial Sciences. I now call upon Mr. Vincent Zaya, who graduated today with a Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Councillor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. Today, each student in this room has reached the end of their journey. We are all here to celebrate our graduations. On behalf of the graduating students, I would sincerely like to thank everyone who has supported us on our way. From the very beginning, we have felt like part of the university community. Swinburne has a fantastic reputation, not only for its standard of teaching, but for its close, supportive environment. The staff at Swinburne especially deserve our thanks for their assistance over the years. Every student here has been taught by people with a passion for what they do. We must also thank our classmates for accompanying us along their journey. It has been a privilege to share the classroom with people aiming for the same goals. But it's not just assignments and exams that make up a degree. It's also about growing as a person, something we couldn't have done without the invaluable support of our families and friends. Through all the challenges and rewards, they have been there for us, helping us fit in some leisure time, offering financial assistance and listening to us. For all of us, this is a very proud moment and something we have worked towards for a number of years. We are honoured to have you here today with us, celebrating our success. Now, as we look at starting new journeys, we acknowledge those who have contributed to our studies. The knowledge, friendships and experience we have gained during our time at Swinburne will help us succeed on whichever path we choose. To my fellow students, congratulations and good luck for the future.
Thank you, Vincent. To the Swinburne graduates, I know that today is the culmination of years of hard work and that during this time you've had the encouragement and help of family and friends. On yours and the university's behalf, I wish to thank them for their support of your studies at Swinburne and for being here to see you graduate. I'm sure that they, like us, are very proud of all that you have achieved. So, graduates, please stand, turn to face your family and friends, and join me in a round of applause to say thank you to those who have helped you achieve your award. Graduates, please be seated. Graduates, on your behalf, I also wish to take this opportunity to thank the academic and administrative staff for their contribution to your education at Swinburne. So would all staff please rise? Graduates, would you please join me in a round of applause for the staff? And graduates, I do hope that you will consider that this is the beginning of a lifelong association with Swinburne. Education is a continuing process, and I hope that many of you will return to Swinburne to further your studies. I would also encourage you to participate in the activities of the Swinburne Alumni Association. The Alumni Association has groups in many different parts of the world, so even if you are leaving Melbourne, you can continue your participation in Swinburne activities. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude the formal part of this Swinburne graduation and award conferral ceremony, I offer my congratulations to all who have received an award today. Well done and thank you.
On behalf of the members of Council and the university community, I invite you to join us for refreshments, which will be served in the Chandelier Room. Would you now please stand while the official party academic procession and procession of graduates leave the hall.
Swinburne University of Technology.